So, I have not made a video for a long time. Haven't really had a reason. Been pretty busy with stuff. So, I've been watching all the stuff with Canada for a while now, thinking, things might get better. Having Canadians say Americans are their enemy, that, that anyone who supports President Trump, is an enemy of Canada, and all the other stuff. And if you go back in time, look at Justin Trudeau. Trudeau was a joke. Let's be real. I mean, he bowed down to Saudi Arabia. He did blackface, blah, blah, blah. The liberals loved him because of who his father was, right? And then, Carney. Carney is like the Biden of Canada. Can't make his fucking mind up when he wants to, what he wants to do or how he wants to do it. But, as an American, I live in Washington State. And if you go back to the 90s, our state was gutted. Canada killed jobs in the Northwest. There are a lot of mill jobs, good paying jobs, left Washington State. And you know what Canada said about it? Nothing. You know what the people here said? They grumbled and they moved on. They didn't go and say, oh, it's Trudeau's fault. Trudeau is waging war against America. No, we never said that. Because we know it's way beyond our actual level of what we can affect. And then I hear about the French Canadians. God, they just whine and whine and whine. It must be French. Ooh. You know what? This is North America, buddy. English is the language of North America, not French. The French, they're going to be a Muslim country here in about 20 years anyway. So you might, if you're a French in Quebec, you might want to learn Arabic. That's beside the point. Cold bitter coffee. Gotta love it. But as an American, I'm just tired of, Doug Ford threatening American power and this and that and this and that. And you go on and saying America's evil and then saying, oh, we're the best friends. Make your minds up. You guys had 18 months to figure out a trade policy. And your elected representative goes to Italy on vacation. Come on. And then your media, oh my God, Pravda 1.2. Come on. I don't know what's wrong with Canada. I used to admire Canadians. I used to really like Canadians. But I'm getting to the point where I think I see Canadians, I see purple-haired, leftist, anti-American, communists. This is what I'm thinking when I see Canadians. If you tell me you're from Canada, I'm going to assume you're a communist. Automatically. You've given away all your rights to your valuable land to Indian tribes that are numbered in less than 100, less than 200, that have had their DNA for being Indian diluted down, just like here in Alaska, where how many natives are actually really native anymore. Come on. Canada, what's wrong with you? And then in the booze thing, people saying, we'll never put the American booze. I don't care. I don't drink hard alcohol. Fewer and fewer Americans are drinking hard alcohol. We don't care if you don't sell American alcohol there. We don't care. A lot of Americans are doing pretty good. The ones you hear about are the people with mental difficulties and drug addictions. Those are the ones and the people who are morally broken. So, it doesn't really matter. You can protest and hate on us all you want, and President Trump's right about not letting Chinese cars into America because, we already have enough influence by the Chinese. But, come on, Canada, what is wrong with you? And do you think that there's a good chance that JD is going to win the next presidency? Do you think he's going to be just as the same way as President Trump? Do you really believe this? We'll make it till the next presidency. No, this not. It might be worse. JD was raised up, if I remember right, in fucking rural West Virginia. I don't think people in Canada know how poor rural West Virginia is. West Virginia is poor as hell. And you think that if a future president comes in from that part of the country, that they don't know poverty? And looking at Canada, they just print more money. You know, I agree with President Trump. I don't see Canada as a country anymore. You guys can't even trade with each other. You have to have trade agreements across states. We solved that problem many years ago. Okay? We solved that problem in America. Now you can trade in any state you want back and forth. There's no discrimination. I don't understand you, Canada. What is going on? What is wrong? I mean, here in the Northwest, we always know the people from BC were kind of uppity, you know, and I assume people outside of BC are probably more normal. But, I mean, we have the same problem here in Washington. Seattle, Tacoma, Everett, and one or two cities east of the mountains. They run the elections. We have borderline fucking communist governor. And we're fighting as we can. But they're not going to freeze our bank accounts. They're not going to, you know, bring in a bunch of stuff that is not going to work. I mean, my state is not like the perfect state. But I stayed because of the weather, personally. If I wanted hot weather, I'd just go back south. But I'd rather have cool summers on the coast here. But I mean, what is wrong, Canada? What is wrong? You know, I live in Arkansas, and they were drilling for oil in Oklahoma, and oil was flowing. Natural gas out of eastern Arkansas. You know, I did some jobs down in Mississippi and other places, and I'm telling you what, these people could actually do things. Because I'm going to tell you something, Canada. In the United States, you have the EPA, and then you have the state. Okay? The state is allowed to make environmental levels higher standards than the EPA. But if they go too high, they'll get shut down because then they're discriminating against business. You can't make business impossible like Canada. The inflation, I mean, what is it, 65, 68 cents per dollar now? I mean, come on, Canada. Jesus. And this whole idea way back when Canada's like, oh, we could defend Canada. Who wants to defend Canada? What is there to defend? The French, or whatever. I mean, they're just French. No one really cares about the French. The French are not the smartest box of rocks. But I just don't understand Canada. Tell me. Let me know. Why? Oh, why is Canada so jacked up? Everyone admired you before. Everyone's like, the Canadians are fair. They're good people. Now they're just Trump haters and anti-American and wanting a war. Which, mind you, a war with America, Canada, would not go very long. There's a lot of places that would probably be pro-American. So don't think every person in Canada is not pro-American. So I'm just telling you right now. So, and your prime minister or whatever he is, Mark Carney, he's a fucking banker. Most of his money is in American and European banks. Do you think he gives a crap about Canada? Come on. Even if you're like an old school elbows up guy or girl, come on. Do you think he gives a shit about Canada? Do you think he cares? He doesn't care. He's going to get out of there. He's going to have more money than he had before. You think Trudeau is living badly? Trudeau married Katy Perry. Come on. For real. Are you really going to tell me that you believe that these people really give a shit about Canada? Come on. If you believe that, you know what? I got some islands to sell you. They haven't come out of the water yet. But In 1,000 years, they'll be there, and then you can be the first one on that property before anybody else. But, and one more thing. The Canadian politicians, we don't give a shit what you say in America. We know you're full of crap. We know you're liars. We know you can't pull your heads out of your rectal cavity. And no one really cares. But when you use Reagan's words against American politicians, you know what? That kind of does make us mad. I voted for Reagan. I remember Reagan. I first went in the Army after Reagan got elected. And you know what? I was damn proud to vote for Reagan. And proud to vote for Bush, too. But I'm telling you now, Canada, you guys got some serious problems going on. And I don't think it's fixable. I think you guys are just screwed. Because, yeah, you guys are screwed. You might as well just, a little lead poisoning. That's about what the point of it. So, I don't know what to tell you, Canada. But I just, as an American, I just wanted to let you know that you're not like a stepchild. You're not like a cousin. You're like that drug addict that lives down the street. You got to be careful because they say one thing and they do another when they're not on their meds. And then all of a sudden, if you don't watch it, they'll steal your generator out of your backyard and then volunteer to help you find the generator, even though they stole it and sold it to some other crackhead. That's Canada. Canada is the crackhead cousin of the United States. Don't forget to take your meds, Canada. Because without your meds, you're definitely going to be worse. But, that's all I got to say. And if you don't like my words, I don't care. If you don't think that, whatever. Because in America, I can actually say what I want to say. Not like in Canada where you get regulated, And because I am working through an American system, Canada can't say shit. Tia, I'm in the middle of doing a video. Shut the hell up. God dang. Fucking dogs. Neighbors. But, yeah, so I'm going to end this video. And if you think the video is too long, I don't care. I'm still going to go to work tomorrow and do my thing. I don't give a shit. It's America. We don't really give a shit about Canada anymore. And all your other weird-ass shit that Canada has to deal with. So, good luck, Canada. Because it's not going to change what the fuck I do. I'm just going to move on and go forward. And Canada can just, I don't know, be the good communist that you are. How does this video work?